We're only 125 years old, so I don't know what that says. So yeah, we are a small local company. We've got about 20,000 people down on the James River building nuclear aircraft carriers and submarines, but we are also very committed to a diverse energy future in the Commonwealth and in the country. I'll talk a little bit about that. We recently started a teaming agreement with Gamesa, a Spanish wind turbine company, and we're hoping to help them develop the technology necessary to make offshore wind a lot more practical. We've heard that it's expensive, and it is, and what we know about building things that survive in harsh marine environments. So that's one thing that we're hoping to help them do. And we're doing things on a number of fronts, but rather than talk about that, I thought I would take a different tack as the energy manager for the shipyard. We have infrastructure, like I said, it's been around for a very long time, so I'm familiar with the challenges of energy and sustainability and an older organization. And since we're talking about social entrepreneurship, maybe some younger organizations could learn a little bit from what I have learned in my job. So I wanted to kind of break it into 3 tiers of energy users. The government can sort of dictate by fiat what they're going to do. You're familiar with the Navy running jets on biofuel. They can say this is what's going to be, do it, and it gets done, right? And then you as an individual homeowner sort of have a lot fewer options, right? You kind of get out the menu and pick from electricity and gas and propane, and that's kind of it, right? So what I want to address is that I think everybody here probably falls in between, whether your business is pretty large or very small. I guess I could say the theme of this is you have more power than you think you do in terms of your energy usage. And I'll just give a couple of examples, and I'll make this brief. Lisa talked about, just adding a little something onto your bill and buying renewable energy. That's easy. It's not really that large of an addition. That's kind of step 1, right? And a very easy way to do it. But there are also a lot of people out there who just love to set up an arrangement between you and your business with a long-term power purchase agreement, for example. People are building wind farms out west. They've been trying really hard for a long time, and they don't have to be in your backyard for you to agree to buy their power. So, that's a good one. Another one I like is landfill gas. I'm not sure if everybody knows about it, but really briefly, landfills are generating methane all the time. Once you've gotten a sort of a critical mass pile, they're going to generate methane for 100 years. And if you don't use it, it just goes off and it's a greenhouse gas. And so it's kind of a absolutely perfect opportunity to set up a long-term agreement where your company, or maybe an aggregation of companies, say, we'll use that in our processes, and you set up a deal where when you can predict your energy prices for, let's say, 20 years, that is taking a huge variable out of your expenses that it can just be a winning thing for everybody. So, a common theme is you want to be sustainable, but you want to be financially responsible. So that's just win-win. There are, more incentives out there than you can wrap your head around. So it's probably a good idea to get some help if you're going to go off looking for those. But there are all kinds of things that are not listed on these websites of, incentives. There are people who just spend all of their time making deals. And I had a conversation this week in which one of the brokers was telling me every deal is different, and so you could take that as kind of a scary thing, but they take it as it's an utterly customizable arrangement. You can kind of make what you want. You can figure out what your stakeholders are interested in having, what you want. You want long-term predictability, et cetera. And a lot of these deals can be done in a non-capital way. And so it's really a beautiful opportunity to take advantage of all of this change going on. So real quick mention about efficiency. I think efficiency is very important. I spend a lot of my time at work working on improving efficiency of plant systems, et cetera. But I think that everyone has to agree that no matter how much efficiency we work into our systems, our national and our global energy consumption is going to go up, which is why it's important to get in early. Get your energy decisions in as early as possible in whatever process you're talking about. Any building, any process, and ideally you get it in on the ground floor. And you don't have a 70-year-old boiler like I have back at the plant. But, and so I think if you're looking to summarize how social entrepreneurship and sustainability go together, these four things I'd say are your steps. Think about energy early, as early as possible. Ask yourself, what is fuel? That's a question that sounds obvious maybe, but Smithfield, we could talk about that. Everything but the squeal, right? Everything is fuel if you choose it for it to be fuel. Don't be a victim of the standard set of energy choices that are out there. There's a lot out there just for the asking, and finally, you have more power than you think you do. You can basically make a deal that you would make a deal that suits your corporate vision. So, anyway, that's it.